This is Mike with Open Ears Music here with Lera Lynn. Appreciate you sitting down with us real quick.
Of course.
We're here at Eddie's Attic in Decatur. Excited to see your show tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we just got a few questions for you. So I wanted to ask, what's the backstory on Lera Lynn? When did you know, that you were really gonna do this full time as a musician and that you could,
Well, I think there are several of those moments that happen in your life. The first one was when I figured out that I couldn't be an astronaut because I got really shitty vision. I was watching Star Search. I remember just thinking, I was crushed that day, and I was just looking at the TV, and I thought, well, I guess I can just do that. Just sing or something. Because my mom was a singer, and it was kind of always around,
Yeah.
Obviously, a child has no idea what kind of challenges are associated with any sort of career, let alone one in the entertainment business. But I think the second crucial moment for me was probably winning the talent show in high school. And I won like $100 or something, and I was like, oh, yeah, I can make some money. And then I got a gig.
Money.
Yeah, it's still good money. I know. If only I could make $100 in it. I got a gig playing like 3 hours, one night a week for several months at a Mexican restaurant in high school, and I made good money. It was like $300 a night or something. Again, like way more money than I make now. And then I don't know what later in my life or as an adult, I don't know what made me think I could, have a career or make money at music. I don't think that was really what drove me to do it. I think ultimately you just can't do anything else.
Yeah, great. You recently been featured on True Detective, releasing a few different songs on the soundtrack and even being in the show. How did this all come about?
Tbone Burnett, who does all the music for True Detective, was interested in using the title track from an EP of mine called Line in the Sun. And we met and had lunch, and he told me a little bit about the show and what he was doing, that they needed a singer for this recurring scene, and would I be interested in writing for it and possibly even being in the show. And I said, well, fuck yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So he flew me out, and we started writing and recording, and then played the music for the writer Nick Pizzolatto and the producer Scott Stevens, and they were into it, and so we kept working, and all of a sudden I was in LA Center Studios and, in the thick of the whole thing and watching everyone work and completely lost and confused about what I was supposed to be doing. But it was a really interesting, very exciting experience.
Yeah, I mean, how was it working with Tbone Burnett
It's great.
and Roseanne Cash and legends like them?
Great. I mean, I think that they both don't try too hard. Neither one of them tries too hard. They just are really good at letting the best possible thing flow out naturally, and I think that's what makes them great. And Tbone really allowed me to also do that. I think he's great at picking the right person for the job, whatever that may be. But he did, definitely say to me, like, let's make the music really dark and fucked up. Go for it. You can. Everyone else says, tempo, the major keys, but you can take it there, and I want you to make it as weird as you can.
Yeah.
So that was really fun to get to do that.
Yeah. Is there something behind each song per episode? Is that, did they give you a way to, you didn't get the script, did you?
When they gave me little bits and pieces, I still don't know what's going on in the plot. I mean, even though I was on the set and watching them, I had no idea how it related to the story. But they did. Pizzolatto did give us certain cues, like a phrase, like a church in ruins. So that's one of the names of the songs.
Yeah.
Not that really is clearly indicated in the subject matter that we covered in the lyrics or the song, but those kinds of things would just kind of guide our process there.
Yeah. What would you say, just being associated with a huge show like this, HBO, and having you featured, even being in it, what does this do to a musician like yourself for your career?
It just exposes your music to more people, I think, and that's what you need.
That's what you have to do.
The more ears, the better.
Any more acting in the future?
I would love to. I'm not opposed. I also don't know that I would call my contribution acting. I mean,
the makeup.
A little. The makeup and the whole like sad depressed thing. Yeah, that part's acting.
Yeah.
But what the actors do is acting. You know.
Yeah. Any future plans to work with Tbone Burnett?
Nothing on the books as of yet, but that guy is always working on something new, and it would be fun to collaborate again.
So you came up, kind of changing gears, you came up in the Athens music scene, which is, it's a big music mecca itself, and now moving to Nashville, which is a different type of music mecca, but it's a huge music city. How would you compare the two for, the two cities for a singer-songwriter like yourself?
Well, obviously there's a lot more money in Nashville, which is beneficial and detrimental. I think that Athens, it's just so odd. Everything about the city is odd. It's a liberal oasis in the middle of the deep South.
Yeah.
And the demographics are seemingly very different. There's very affluent people and very poor people. I think it creates for really interesting art. It's good to be in Nashville too, because it's, for someone like me who's trying to have a career in music, living in a small town, it can often seem like there's absolutely no way in hell that you're ever going to sustain any kind of comfortable lifestyle, or even just be able to make the rent.
Yeah.
Being in Nashville reminds me that, hey, there's a shit ton of people that are making it work in a big way. And I may never, do that, but at least I know that there are people that are, paying mortgages and taking care of families, and that's very reassuring.
Yeah, definitely. Positive people around you, doing the same thing. So, let's change gears as far as... Do you have any good stories back in the day from a concert that you went to? Something interesting, or just a concert that really sticks out that you just really loved, or just a crazy story from something you came up? Even just one you attended, not necessarily one you played.
I just think about the first concert that I ever saw, which was at the Atlanta Rhythm section. That's some weird outdoor, like, amphitheater type place, and I don't even know where we were. I was a kid, but I just remember it was my first time being in that atmosphere where everybody was kind of getting drunk and dancing and having fun, and the music was loud, and I think that was another pivotal thing for me to just to be a part of, and think like, oh yeah, this is what people should be doing all the time. Duh.
Yeah, definitely. So what is Lera Lynn listening to on tour right now?
Man, on the way here we listened to John Lennon, Plastic Ono Band. Just read a book about him recently, and it's been fun to kind of go back and rediscover his solo. Living on Borrowed Time.
Living on Borrowed Time.
Yeah. By Frederick Seaman.
Okay.
Unfortunate last name.
Yeah.
He was Lennon's personal assistant at the very end of his life.
Oh, wow.
It's just an interesting kind of a portrait. And then we listened to the new Tame Impala record on the way here.
Yeah. That's a great one.
It's always changing, and I look to you guys to tell me what's just coming out, what's worth checking out, etc.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So last question, Spotify, streaming services, for a young up-and-coming artist as yourself, where do you stand in the whole debate that's going on right now?
I mean, it's undeniably convenient. But it sucks for the rest of us that are trying to make a living doing it. I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. I think concert tickets are going to have to quadruple or something. Yeah. Because you can't download that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think we look at it as a good thing, but also a bad thing.
Yeah.
There's so many artists that I wouldn't have discovered and really listened to and said, all right, now I'm going to go to the concert.
That's right. That's
and
true. I know.
Buy their records when I'm there.
It's a conundrum. I think, I think as people become more aware of the impact of it, hopefully, they will do just that. They'll discover someone. They'll use those tools as discovery tools, and then they'll go and support artists, buying tickets, buying vinyl, buying other merchandise and stuff like that.
There it is. So buy the record. You know, that's what we got to do. I mean, that's how you support a musician. So buy the merch and all that. And that's what we try to do at Open Ears, and you know, anyone we love, and buy whatever we can and support the people. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you sitting down with us today, and
Thanks
really excited for the show tonight.
Thanks for everything you guys do for music. It's very
appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.